Hang on.
I don't really know like the intro. It's kind of like I'm not feeling it. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, no intro today.
I mean, maybe just no intro in general. Like,
Yeah,
let's maybe just make it like more just like Rob talking to Jake
yeah, let's do that.
and see where it goes.
I'm down with that.
And then I think that's less pressure for like both of us. You know what I'm saying? Just like
Yeah,
just to hang out, man, and just explore, and like it's a creative opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Just to talk and just go over some things, and like that's kind of what I was thinking about it the last couple of days. Actually, thinking about like what do I feel? What would I like to have like from the podcast, and like I don't know. We talked about like certain kinds of content, like.
yeah, exactly.
By the way, how's my audio? Can you hear me okay? Because remember last time I didn't have my headphones, I figured it out when I googled it.
Google is the answer. It's always the answer.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, that was funny. No, the reason why I was nervous because you said I wasn't sure where I posted that video is because I was like the other day, like I record a lot of things in my life that I don't post, and I'm usually like, I mean, I know what I'm doing. Like I don't make mistakes and like accidentally post things very often. But like the other day, I did a video like before I went bike riding where I was like, well, whatever, man. I was like rubbing suntan lotion all over my body. And I made a video, and I'm like, and then I like left the house, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna post that video, right? And I come back like my bike ride like 2 hours later, and my DMs were like, dude, what are you doing? Like, what's wrong with you, bro? And I was like, oh man, I posted that, dude. The whole bike ride, I'm thinking like, that was kind of provocative. Like maybe I won't post that. I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. Because I just record or whatever, and then all of a sudden, like I look and I got this video. It's been out for 2 hours. Like has like 500 views on it. I'm like, oh my god, dude. Oh well. I'm like, I guess I got to roll with it.
I must have missed it. That'd have been hilarious.
You missed it. Hey, that's good. Well, that means not everybody saw it. Well, here I'm thinking like. Then I started being like, oh man, like, what am I doing?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Whatever. It was just on my personal Instagram account, so it doesn't even really like. But then I think to myself like, man, what if I made another mistake? Like what if That's why I try to keep my life like pretty clean because man, you never know like who's watching or what's gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, right.
I was at the border of Canada and I got pulled over like I always do and. Like they got like literally the woman grabbed my like showed her my cell phone. She took my cell phone and she just basically my cell phone has no lock on it and she just took my cell phone and went through it for a full hour, just like going through my phone. And I just sat there and watched this border guard going through my phone. I'm like, if you've got things in there that are untoward or
yeah, right,
that you don't want people to see, like then that kind of situation could be troublesome.
Yeah, right. Mine is what the border guard would have saw if she went through mine is probably just a bunch of screenshots of memes and goalie pads.
Really? That's what's up, man? That's all you do for content?
Yeah, that's pretty much all. It's me and pictures of me and my girlfriend, memes, and goalie pads.
The pictures of you and your girlfriend, are they like mostly selfies or are they mostly like do you set the camera up?
It depends. Usually we'll have people take a picture for us, but a lot of them are selfies.
That was another option as well.
A lot of them are Snapchat screenshots.
Snapchat screenshots? Let me ask you a question. The Snapchat camera, I've been on there since like, I don't know, 2014. I think I got on Snapchat, and I used to do a lot of selfies on the story and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just me, if it's the new phone or it's the new Snapchat update, but I feel like I can't get the selfie, like it doesn't size right anymore. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just me, man. I feel like I used to take like selfies with like kids, like if I go to shows and stuff, and if I'm doing like photo and stuff, I do a lot of selfies on Snapchat.
Yeah.
And like within the last like 6-8 months, I mean, Snapchat's gone crazy and they changed their whole company. But I wondered if that had something to do with why I feel like the selfie camera stinks. But I don't know. You said you use it a lot, so
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really notice the difference.
Well, next time, like, see what you think, man. See if you have any issues. Well, I don't know. You don't seem like you've had any problems. I know it's definitely
find some old pictures and try and compare.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good
thing. Do some comparison.
I definitely am like I have had a crazy experience like dealing with like the compression algorithms from like Instagram and Snapchat. Like
the algorithm.
How they change how you look essentially. Like you look different on Instagram and Snapchat than you do in real life.
Yeah,
it's almost like they encourage you. They want you to use the filters that they give you. You know what I'm saying? They want you using those.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
So they like change how you really look like for yourself. It's weird.
Yeah, and it's like it doesn't have any benefit because it doesn't. It's not monetized, so you're not paying for extra filters. So what does it matter to them if you use filters or not?
That's a good question. I think if I was guessing, I think, man, I think every time you use, like, you put your data, like you put your face, you put your voice, you put videos of yourself on their platform. If you're using their like filters and stuff like that, it's just more of their way to like sort of predict and kind of control like your outcome. You know what I'm saying? Or your
Yeah,
experience of their platform.
that's weird. That's weird.
Yeah, it's definitely moving into crazy land.
Yeah, dude.
But
Speaking of things that everybody saw, dude, I got lit up in the comment sections about.
wow, bro, wow! I knew that was coming, man. I tried to. I mean, I told you last week, like, like,
Just ripped up.
you're a good sport. Yeah, the one I knew it, man. Well, that's just the internet. Like, that's just hockey Instagram internet.
Yeah,
Which is a good thing because that means that the video went on the explore page because you got a bunch of
yeah.
strangers commenting, hating.
It was hilarious. It was so funny. A lot about the
Oh,
position.
I lost your video, by the way. Like, I can't. You're not moving though. Like,
Are you kidding me? Oh, there we go. We're back. We're back.
they used to call me the king of lag, bro, and they don't call me that anymore. But yeah, dude, that was what'd you think of the video? What'd you think of the video, man?
Oh, it was great. It was great. Besides, me getting ripped apart and my positioning being horrible,
Well, I told you, I'm like, man, that first goal, bro. Like, I go, like, it's just, it almost looks like it's too easy. I was like, oh man, Barnaby, like.
Before you posted it, you told me you're like, oh, you're gonna get ripped apart for that positioning. I was trying to give him gloves so that I could just flash the leather real quick, but he's got a good shot, so that wasn't happening.
Yeah, I mean, I made the executive decision. I looked at the video. I saw the position was brutal. I thought, honestly, in a like a sinister way that would actually add to the views of the video because people were going to have a reason to comment and hate on you. So I like kind of used your bad position. I'm like, whatever, because like the rest of the video looked pretty cool, and like Barnaby like scored a couple cool goals in it,
Yeah.
So I was able to sort of salvage it, and I was really happy, man. Like once I don't know, like I wasn't sure what I was going to post for the giveaway and everything, and like when I found that video on my phone, I'm like, oh, this is a pretty cool one. I think people are.
It was a good one. So to all the goalies that hate on me on that video, I challenge you to do a 3-puck with Barnaby and see how well you do.
Yeah, exactly.
See how it goes. Challenge Barnaby to a 3-puck and see how it goes and see what happens.
Yeah, Barnaby's lethal on 3-puck. I do have some good saves of you though. I love the wink though. The wink save.
Yeah, you posted
I was in kind of a hurry yesterday when I was posting stuff on the story, and in my head I was thinking like, oh, I'm gonna go in iMovie and I'm gonna put that clip of you and I'm gonna slow it down right to when I skate by you for the wink. I think I could probably still use that for something.
Yeah.
I was going in such a I was like trying to get a bunch of things done, and I was gonna go on a bike ride, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna post a video as is. And I know you saw the wink, but I was thinking about doing like a slow mo for other people to see it.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was cool. It was good balance, me getting torn apart and then me making some saves. So
that's good, man.
Yeah, right. But you know what? Haters gonna hate, and that's all you can really say.
Yeah, it's fun, and it's like I said, I sort of expected and anticipated it, and then it's actually good for the video. You're gonna get you'll get more eyeballs, and you'll get more people, and like there's some good discussions going on in there.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's at what's it at now? 36.4K.
Well, that's really cool, dude.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I like that. I like that video.
Yeah, I like it a lot too, man.
I like the little what is it, slideshow, I guess, of pots.
Oh, from you like that?
Yeah, that was sweet.
Nice, dude.
That.
Yeah, I was like compiling together some of the different content, and then I found some cool stuff from the checkers, and like, I kind of I did it earlier with the Loco post from last week.
Yeah.
And it seemed like people really liked it, so I was like, another slideshow, because I had so much good content from going up to see Podorowski this week.
Yeah, exactly. We went
up in Toronto.
What game was that? What day was that? Thursday, Friday?
Yeah, well, I went to both games. You and I went to Thursday's game 4.
Yeah.
With the Keel.
Yeah, that was a good game. Yeah, Keel tagged along too. That was cool.
Yeah, that was sick, man.
Yeah.
Even though they took the L in OT, Podorowski scored a dandy.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it. I didn't get it while we were there. We were kind of far away from the goal, but then I found it on the Checkers Instagram account, kind of from that awesome angle. I know what a cool angle. I was like, oh, that's perfect. Like that made me excited about posting all the other stuff with it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All the different photos and all the different, I re-edited his goal from the Tuesday night goal. I slowed it down and did like a re-edit.
That slow-mo of his shot the other night, it's like he, even in the slow-mo, they couldn't follow the puck. Like, so there's just a lot of ice because he has such a sick release. Like, I was watching him shoot the puck. I was like, dude, this thing is on his stick and off his stick in a second. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude. And we saw the goal live, too, and it looked nasty. He just walked in off the wall and just buried it top cheese.
Yeah, it was sick. It was down at the other end, but still got a great.
Yeah, Podorowski's killing it. The Checkers won last night. They're heading to the finals, so that's exciting. I'm not sure if
finals.
They made the final. They won last night. Yeah, so they're playing. I'm not sure it's either against San Diego or who? Chicago? Who else is playing?
Might have been Chicago. Let me look.
I know San Diego's playing.
What is the AHL championship called?
TheAHL.com, I think, is their website.
I'm just gonna Google AHL playoffs. But yeah, dude, when it was hilarious because Akil tagged along with us, and there was at least like 4 or 5 times when we got stopped and he would get recognized by people or he saw somebody he knew. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah, dude, he's so Showtime now. Yeah, like everywhere we were walking in the rink, he kept getting pulled aside and asked to shake a hand or take a photo. He's the man, man.
Somebody, yeah, dude, that's
pretty cool.
I felt like I was rolling with celebrity.
Heck yeah, man! I love watching that too, man. Like Keel's such a good guy. I love watching him, hanging out with him and watching him, interact with his fans in public and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. He's such a good dude, so it's cool to have other people see it now too. It's really exciting.
It's between Chicago and San Diego. You were asking.
Right on, man. I'm on top of the game. Look at me. Insider info. I don't know. What's the series? Do you know?
3-2 Chicago.
Wow.
Dude, Checkers swept Hershey.
Dude, the Checkers are good, man.
Yeah, they swept Hershey.
It looked like I didn't see, but it looked like Tokarski. I saw a photo of Tokarski. It looked like, did he get the start in Game 5?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I thought I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't want to butcher it. But
I like Tokarski a lot.
What's their other goalie? Nadalovic? I just said I didn't want to pronounce his name because I didn't want to.
No, I don't even want to attempt it because I know I'll butcher it.
Nedeljkovic,
he's good. He's sick.
I think I just pronounced it good
as well. See, what'd you say? Game 5? Yeah, Game 5. Oh, yeah, it was Tokarski. Tokarski did play.
Yeah, what's up with that, man? I mean, I guess maybe that overtime game winner that Nedeljkovic led up in Game 4, which was kind of a softie, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was on the other end as well.
Yeah, maybe he got hurt and he wasn't feeling great, but...
he took. I saw him take a flying elbow from Marchment in Game 3 at the end of the game. It's kind of a dirty play. Marchment scored a goal and then literally did like a Superman dive right on his back, right on top of him. And he was he had his groin out, he was in his right pad was stretched out. Yeah. And he was down for a bit. And he came up kind of slow, but then he started Game 4, and then I thought he played pretty well. I didn't really see he didn't stand on his head in Game 4, but then I thought that overtime winner was maybe, I don't know. I saw it from the other end, but it went maybe 5-hole, and it was kind of a muffin.
Yeah, the replay I thought was pretty soft. It might have just been a release, or maybe
the defenseman's stick also might have been in the way. I wasn't sure about that.
Yeah, but Tokarski had 40 saves on 41 shots, so they won.
He's an NHL goalie. I remember watching him play a bunch of NHL games.
Yeah, I remember when he was rolling with the Canadiens for a while.
Yeah, dude. Hey, I think he played at. Did he play at Princeton or something? Is he an Ivy League guy? Tokarski?
Let's find out. Let's hockey DB it.
HockeyDB.com, dog.
Tokarski.
Let me ask you a question as a goalie. So I'm a defenseman, but as a goalie, where do you draw the line of wanting your defenseman to block the shot or get out of the way of the shot? What do you And do you want him to use a stick like ever? Do you want what are you looking for like as a goalie?
When it's in the zone. So if it's an odd man rush, I never want a shot blocked because that means it's either going somewhere that another guy can get it or it's gonna get deflected. I want the puck. I'll take the shot. But on like a 5-on-5 in the zone and guys are all set up or a 5-on-4 power play, like block shots all day. But if you're gonna block shots, just make sure you're blocking shots and they're not getting deflected or you're not like half-assing it and you're going to block a shot and it tips off of you and stuff. Like I understand like pucks curve and they tip and stuff and if you get a piece of it, but if you go to block a shot and like wave your hand in front of it and when you could just put your whole body in front of it and make that.
Yeah. What about sticks? What about like using your stick to like block the shot? Like I'm thinking a lot of times too, like, the guy will come wide, he'll make a move, he'll be out wide to go take a shot. The defenseman will stick their stick out, to try to deflect it up into the stands you see a lot of times like that's where like the stick hits the puck there and you see a lot of flubs going to the net and things like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either. If you're gonna block it with your body.
But you can't, as a defenseman, like you can't just not. You have to go stick on puck too. Like you can't just be like, exactly. I'm not going to have stick on puck. Then the guy has a lane. You almost have you take away his lane with your stick.
Yeah, if you can get stick on puck and knock it away from him, then while he's stick handling. But if he's taking a shot, I would. If I was a defenseman, knowing everything I know about goalie, I would let the goalie take that shot. I would play the body and kind of try to push him off his shot and stuff, but. If I'm a goalie, I want that shot. I want 100% of that shot. I don't want any piece to tip anything. Because I feel like I'm confident enough to make that save.
100%.
The guy who's got 6 goals already, you might as well try to block it. But if it's a tight game, you don't want to even get close to try and blocking that.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if I'm coaching, like I want my defensemen, I want my whole team blocking shots, especially nowadays. Like 2019, shot blocking is like you can have like a second goalie out there for if you're blocking 15 shots a game, like
that's huge.
Over the course of the season, those are a lot less pucks getting to the net. A lot less opportunities. So
exactly.
Yeah, that's really important. Man.
Tokarski, he's actually a junior guy, so he went. WHL for the Spokane Chiefs, played Canada U20 World Juniors, and then went right to Tampa Bay. Played 2 games in the NHL, and then he went to the AHL, and he is kind of a journeyman. He's been everywhere.
How did he end up in Montreal? Who am I thinking of? I guess there was like a guy, I thought that was an Ivy League guy that played in Montreal.
Mike Condon. He went to Princeton.
Condy Bear.
Yeah, Condon's the man. I love Mike Condon. He's awesome.
He's in the Ottawa now, right?
I don't even know where he's at. He was in Ottawa.
I sent him some butt ends grips last summer.
Yeah, he got waived, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But he should get picked up because he's a pretty good goalie.
He's like solid tendy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He seems like he'd be like a really solid like number 2, like not to like belittle him. You know what I'm saying? Like you roll in with like if you got Condon as your backup going into the playoffs, you feel pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like another thing. It's like what's better to have a clear starter? I think we talked about this on the Once Forgotten pod, but to have a clear starter, to have 2 solid goalies, because like the Hurricane situation, like Mrazek goes down, you put McElhinney in, he's a stud. Do you go back to Mrazek or do you play McElhinney until he starts not to be good? And Well,
I thought Brindamore did a poor job with he did a great job for the season, and then at the very end, I didn't like the way he managed the goalies there. But I don't know. For me, man, I guess I would like to have that number 1. You know what I'm saying? Like a number 1 stud that you guys just love and believe in. But like it's nice to have a capable backup. You know what I'm saying? So like,
exactly.
Gotta have a capable backup because you can't just you got to feel good about it in case something happens to your number 1. But it's I love having like a star goalie like that really is the leader of the team. It really brings the guys together. You guys, everybody plays for the goalie. Like that just feels when any team I've ever been on where it's like that, those are successful teams. Like
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's I think Carolina lucked out, and when they picked up McElhinney, Toronto should have never put him on waivers because they have Garrett Sparks, and I'm not a big Garrett Sparks fan. I don't like Garrett Sparks at all.
Shots fired from the Making Plays podcast.
I think he plays way too stiff, and he's way too cocky.
Boom! Let him have it, bro.
He doesn't have the numbers.
Resident goalie expert. Jake the Snake, letting them have it.
Yeah. And
Goalie Gear Sluts United are going to be like all over you right now. They're going to retweet this podcast, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm gonna be kicked out like during the film.
Are you in Goalie Gear Sluts United?
I am. I frequent that page.
Isn't Garrett Sparks like their poster boy?
He started it, and then he got in trouble for a post somebody made on there by the Leafs, and then he left it. Which that's whatever. I just don't think that.
That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, exactly. It was a weird.
I like the way he plays goaltender.
Nobody really knew exactly what happened. There's some people who probably do, but they didn't want to disclose that. He just said a post like, "Oh, like I've raised this for however long it's become what it is, but it's my time to leave and further my career." Blah blah blah. So he did that. But yeah, I think his ability as a goaltender is not as good as he thinks it is.
Oh man.
But as I was saying, McElhaney, like he's an older guy. But he is a stud. Like, he is your backup that will steal those games for you that you need him to. When you need a backup in that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Carolina, in my opinion, had a great goaltending situation going into the playoffs. Obviously, It worked well. And then Mrazek got hurt, which was kind of unfortunate for him because now all of a sudden you have a crisis. But I feel like with the circumstances the way they were, we talked about it, but I'll reiterate, man. Well, with Mrazek, when Brendan Moore has the decision to make, to go and start. Who's he going to start in game one? He's got now both of his goalies are healthy. Mrazek won the opening series.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything to lose his job, but McElhaney's playing great. So, coach goes back to Mrazek for game one. Brendan Moore calls on Mrazek for game one. Once he makes that decision and puts Mrazek back in, he's got to ride him out, man. So he has to say, like, if he's starting Mrazek in game 1 and 2 and they get blown out in both games, he's got to go back to Mrazek in game 3. For all the reasons, like not only did that very thing happen in the round 1, they lost the opening 2 games, but you want Mrazek to be your starting goalie for the next couple years. You know what I'm saying? You want him to be your stud goalie. They might have found a nice young, 26, 27, young goalie in his prime. He beat the defending champs. You go back to him in game 1, he doesn't play well, whatever. But game 2, they stink, they get blown out. That's your chance right there. You start him in game 3, and you hope that he can maybe pull it out and win the series for you. Do something like he did in round 1. Instead, he goes back to McElhaney, creating all kinds of confusion for the fans, creating all kinds of confusion, I'm sure, in the locker room. And, with both goalies, it's just I just felt like what a bonehead decision that was.
Yeah, I think it's a game.
All things considered.
I think it's a game 4 move. I think if they lose game 3, then you're all out of options. You got to go back for game 4. You got to switch it up game 4.
I can get behind that. But at that point, it's like maybe you just ride it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
And Mrazek wasn't the reason they were losing the series. I was watching the series, and there was a lot of plays that were they would just lose puck battles. They wouldn't look before they passed. They just pass it to the wrong guys. And it's like you can't switching up the goalie does something for the team, but if you're gonna make a big momentum shift, shorten the bench. Play guys that are out there. You see someone win a battle, they get extra minutes. You see someone lose a battle, they sit a couple minutes, and then if they go out and lose another battle, they sit.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. You focus on the issue at hand, and the issue at hand was a team issue and a team effort, and they just didn't win battles, and they didn't make the right plays.
Yeah, I mean, they just ran out of steam, man. That team was plugging along so hard. They had a lot of big injuries, man. Big. The Van Riemsdyk injury was big. People don't realize you lose a back end defender like that. You can't replace those minutes. Now the rest of the defensemen are playing a lot more playoff hockey, getting bruised. Like, man, those guys are finishing every check. All it takes is one awkward check to get some kind of deep contusion or deep man. I used to get really bad thigh bruises and Charlie horses, things where and I didn't play a ton of playoff hockey, but I played some playoff hockey where it's I couldn't walk in the morning. Literally couldn't walk in the morning. I barely could even make it to my pregame nap to go to sleep because I was in such pain. But then I played that night, and that over a long playoff run takes its toll on team, especially when you're getting so much ice. So.
That's why
tough losses, but it was a good run for the boys. Now I don't know. We got the Cup Finals. We got Boston, St. Louis.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I have Boston. I think Boston's gonna pull it out. I said I don't know if we aired it if it was the first one, but I said if San Jose wins, San Jose's going to take it, but if St. Louis wins, Boston's going to take it. I think they'll figure out Winnington. I think they'll figure him out, and I just don't think they have the right stuff up front. St. Louis, at least, I don't think they have the right stuff up front to handle Boston's defense.
I didn't even know St. Louis made the playoffs, man. I'm so out of touch, but because they don't have any butt ends guys.
Yeah,
so I don't follow them right now.
It was a crazy story.
But Boston does, so go Boston. Shout out to Camper. Buttons chalk.
St. Louis going last place, and they're fighting in practice and stuff, and then they went they're all the way in the
coaching change.
So, yeah,
they had a coaching change. They picked up Ryan O'Reilly in the midseason.
Yeah, exactly.
It just goes to show you, though, like, people always talk about, like, oh, man, you can't change the coach so fast, da-da-da. But, like, honestly, all the dressing rooms work differently with what personalities are all in there. You know what I'm saying? The chemistry of the locker room is the most important thing. Like, every team in the NHL is loaded with talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're all talented. Everybody's good.
Yeah.
It really matters, like, about that chemistry in the locker room and, like, if all the boys are on the same page. And it can change, year to year. You can have, like, Joel Quenneville, who could be the best coach in the league one year. And you change a couple parts in the locker room, and all of a sudden the chemistry changes, and then nobody gets along, and you can't win. Yeah. And so it's what do you do? What do you do? You know what you do? You make a change. Change the coach. You don't change the superstar players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, look at Edmonton for an example.
Or maybe you do.
The past 6 years, they've been terrible, and they've had at one point they had 3 number 1 draft picks on their team, and they were still bottom of the barrel.
6 players. Yeah, I know. Well, and then they make just weird moves, like they trade away Hall and he's MVP. Like
yeah, exactly. And then that just goes to show you, like, there's other things that are, that are a little bit more of an issue than players. It's not just the players that play hockey. It's chemistry, and it's you're playing with someone that
man. The coach is really important. Fish rots from the head down, and if your coach loses control of the room or doesn't have a good vibe with the team, like, you can't expect that team to produce. Like, you're going to be a step behind, or you're going to be a step off. And if in hockey, bro, if you're a step behind the other team, like, you're going to get dummied.
Yeah, exactly. And I played for some great coaches. I played for some bad coaches, and no matter what level you play at, it's you're playing for that coach, and that coach is the one that gets you fired up before the game and stuff. If coach comes in and says, "Oh, well, we got to win this game. Let's go." And then you're like, "Okay, well, you don't really want to play," but coach comes in and gets you fired up. You're ready to go. You're cooking, you're going, So
I hear you, man. I hear you, dude.
Yeah. Speaking of coaching changes, Sabres coaching change. What do you think about that? Have you looked into it?
Not really. I haven't really looked into it. I gave it like a 50,000-foot view of, like, I saw the coach they got. It's a former Edmonton Oiler coach who I don't know what made him such an attractive candidate to Buffalo. Yeah. What was the main selling point of this guy? Do you know?
I have no idea. Actually, I'm not.
No, he had a losing record with the Oilers, and the Sabres hired him. It's hard to get really, like, overly excited. If they had hired somebody like a Joel Quenneville or, like, somebody who had, like, more name recognition, maybe it'd be like something to get really kind of excited about. But now it's like, okay, they hired a coach. Like, you can't judge him now until, like, he has a chance to put some product on the ice. Yeah. So we can judge him when the product's on the ice. But as of right now, I'm not overly excited about that because, like, it's just, to me, it's another coach. Like, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't.
I was very vocal about it on Instagram. There are two coaches. There are two
shots, bro.
There are 2 coaches out there with 3 combined Stanley Cups. LA's coach, Sutter, and Hitchcock. And they got the soccer guy instead. They could have got Quenneville at one point, too. So I think that's...
Well, I wonder why. Like, do you know why they didn't get the other guys? Did they interview?
No clue. No clue.
I know, man. I don't understand, dude.
Word is that there's a lot of input from people who shouldn't have input.
Such as?
The owners.
Name them, dude. We're naming names out here on the Makin Playz podcast.
There's word that, and I don't know this for a fact, but that Pegula's wife, Kim Pegula, she has a lot of input on the sports teams, and not a lot of people like that.
Let me ask you though, like, why does Kim Pegula care who the coach of the Sabres is? Like,
beats me.
I guess if you're writing checks, I guess I would care too.
Yeah.
She's paying the bills, or he, I guess they, whatever.
Exactly.
So yeah, I guess I would care.
I think that's why we don't.
I guess they have. Don't you think they have a right to care? I mean, now that we're talking about, like,
no, they should care, but I don't think they should have. I think they have too much input. Like, this is just an example. Like, this isn't anything, but like, I mean, if you were a coach of a team and the owner came up to you and said, "Hey, you should play this person more minutes tonight," even though they're a bottom, fourth line player. The owner comes in and says, "Oh, you should play this person on the second line center today," and you're like, "Well, why?" And you go, "Because I like them." Like, that's not input they should have, and I don't know exactly what kind of input she has.
Yeah, that's like minor league. That sounds like minor league stuff. Like that sounds like something like out of like Slapshot or something. Like,
yeah, exactly. And I'm not saying that this story is 100% truthful. It's just what I've been hearing. I'm not an insider. I'm not a reporter. Like, this is just what
I've been hearing it from.
So
Twitter.
I heard it from somebody that knows someone that works at the Sabres. That I play hockey with someone who knows people that work at the Sabres, and that's what they said, is that not a lot of people want to come here because Pegula has a lot of input, and they shouldn't have a lot of input.
What about he must have the same with the Bills then?
Yeah, that's another reason.
And well, like, I guess like if you sweep in and you buy all the sports franchises, and like what else are you gonna do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if I owned the Sabres, I'd probably have a say who the coach was.
Oh yeah,
but that's just me.
Well, yeah, you have a say and you sit in at the interviews, but it's a little different when you can't get interviews with coaches because people around the league are saying, you don't really coach this team, the owners do.
Well, that's absurd. I mean, if I was the owner of the team and I hired a coach, I'd let the coach the team. You know what I'm saying? I'd stand back and I'd be like, how's the coach coaching the team? But I wouldn't try to like say like, hey coach, like, hey man, like I know you're here to do the job, but like, could you play like so and so? Like, no, I don't think that's.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that would be self-evidently like a losing strategy.
Yeah,
from an ownership point of view.
And if it's different, like if it's somebody who has been around the league and is in the league, like it's the same situation with Drake and the Raptors. Like
Drizzy,
you don't go on the court and grab the coach and stuff. Like, if you're
he's getting kind of roasted. He's getting kind of roasted in the media for his behavior, though, isn't he?
Yeah,
like he's getting what he deserves here a little bit. That's a little bit much.
The court is for players and coaches. It's not for fans and owners.
At the same time, though, like if you're Drake, it's not that you can kind of do what you want. It looks like. I mean,
exactly.
More power to him.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Is like you're Drake. You're the king of Toronto. You're one of the kings of Canada. Like, you can do whatever you want, but there's a time and a place, and that was not the time nor place.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like it's a little bit much. From the clips I saw, like,
yeah,
I don't know. And plus, like, what happens when they lose, man? Like, if they get beat, like, he's gonna get roasted even harder.
Oh,
but he probably doesn't care. It's just it's
exactly.
Gonna help him sell more records, man.
Yeah, right. They'll probably have a song about it. They'll probably have a verse to it.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know what's in it. Usually, I don't know where he's been. He usually pumps out albums every year, but.
I heard he's making an album next. I heard Drake and Future too, which is going to be sick. I love that album.
Awesome. I love that.
What it means to be alive. Wait.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive, dude. That's one of my favorite albums, man.
It was so cool.
Yeah, I still listen to that. It's still on my playlist like right now. So anyways, I heard they were talking about doing number 2 of that. I got really excited. A lot of people I follow were not really excited about that project, but
really, why not?
Sick. I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't. Their first album was so good. I've been jamming out to some Moneybagg Yo today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some new Moneybagg Yo.
Oh, Jumpman's on this. Diamond Dancing, Digital Dash.
Like all those songs are like in rotation still. Like that album is so good.
Oh my god, that's such a sick album.
I know.
It's just a sick album.
Yeah, so man, yeah.
Yeah, dude. So what's new with you? What did you do today?
What did I do today? Today's Monday. Oh man, busy weekend. I was in Buffalo last week, hanging out with you a bunch of times, shooting at EGP. Yeah. Saturday, I drove back to New York, and had a nice little Sunday. Spent my whole day creating content, working out, doing yoga class, Instagram Live, 9 p.m. I think it was a good Instagram Live. Pretty happy with it.
Yeah. Nice.
And that was it, man. Just been eating healthy and exercising. Today I went for another bike ride, so probably got 50 miles in the last 2 days. So
it's crazy.
I feel pretty good.
Do you ride the same route or do you change it up?
That's a good question. I change it up a little bit, but I'm like a weirdo. I like to do the same thing over and over in a lot of different ways. Like I have one ride that's like a 25-mile loop in New York, and I can vary it a little bit here and there. And today I switched it up a little bit. And I took a different route, but I ended up like finishing the same way as I always do.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know what it is, but like I love doing the same thing over and over. I do a lot of the same workouts over and over. I eat a lot of the same meals all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I go to Bikram yoga class, 90-minute hot yoga classes, and they're the same. It's the same every time. It's the same 26 poses. I think it's 26 by 2, 26 poses like each class. And I love going in knowing what I'm like, knowing what to expect.
Yeah, especially
I think as opposed to like being surprised, but I don't know.
Especially in like with what you do with like traveling all the time and being in different places a lot, consistency like must be important, and it must be nice to have something that's consistent when you're really all over the place a lot of times and doing.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess that's kind of how it's driven to the point where I'm at now, where it's like as I've gotten older and I've done a lot of traveling and a lot of like work all over the place, like you said, like having consistency is key. Because if you don't have it, then you end up like for me, I feel like sort of at the mercy of wherever I am, and that could mean a lot of things. That could mean like not going to the gym. That could mean not eating well, doing a lot of things that I don't do now because I'm much more like strict and I'm regimented, like, I don't know, like if I'm on the road, I know how to like, I eat the same meals all the time. So I know where to find my foods that I like that are healthy. And so I'm not eating like junk food on the road. You know what I'm saying? And so I live that way all the time to sort of, I guess, like stay regimented and healthy. Feel me? Oh, I lost you, Jake. Oh, he's back.
Oh, we're back.
You had this look of like panic, like, oh no!
Yeah. I was so scared. I gotta get better internet. No! I'm gonna go buy something that I can plug into my computer and get better internet.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard me the whole way, but yeah.
No, what were you saying?
I was just talking about like, doing the same things over and over in like a lot of different ways in a lot of different areas. Like I wear the same clothes all the time. We could go on and on. I've had the same bike I just been riding the same bike since 2008. That's an 08. I just love it. Single speed, no gears. So like I don't have to like think about maintenance or like shifting and everything. Although I have been thinking like I would love to have in New York here, I'd love to have like a faster bike. Because my bike's really good. Like my bike's got 1 speed, and it's a good speed, and I can go pretty fast. Like I can rip it pretty good, and it's good for like the flat surface that's here. But it'd be nice, like sometimes on my open stretches, to like be able to like step on it and like put it into a little bit of a higher gear and really get going.
Yeah. What's the fastest you think you've ever gone on a bike?
On a bicycle?
Yeah.
Maybe like 40 miles per hour.
Really?
Maybe.
I feel like that's pretty fast. It's
pretty fast, dude. 40 seems pretty fast when you're on a bike.
Yeah.
Like down hills and stuff, I've probably gone to like 40 maybe.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I usually average about 15 miles per hour as I'm riding around New York.
Oh, that's not bad. That's nice.
Yeah, it's a good cadence. I find that to be like a really like great speed to let the world sort of come at you.
Yeah.
Because like you're processing information, like your brain is like constantly processing what's coming at you, but when you're going that fast, like 15 miles per hour, you're moving through the world, but it's almost like it's coming at you in slow motion in a little bit. Like things kind of happen slow-mo. That's kind of how I feel. I don't know. I feel like it's had a huge impact on me, man. Like coming out of hockey and like I had a ton of head injuries and stuff. And like, I feel like bike riding has been like just one of the things that's helped me to transition from being a hockey player just to being like a normal person, I guess, is like being able to get on my bike and go for long rides. It's really good for my, mental stability. And I feel like I said, processing the world at that speed has really helped me a lot, I think.
For sure.
You should come to New York and ride, man. I was going to say, like, anybody comes to New York, dude, I got the perfect 25-mile bike ride. I'll take you on.
It's sick. I definitely, I want to try a Rob boot camp one day and just work out with you. I don't think I could keep up. But...
Dude, my boot camp is not really that big. It's not really that tough. Like, I'm not training for a hockey season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I kind of just like float around. Like, I'll go to the park. You know what I mean? Like, stretch. Like, I work. You don't get me wrong. Like, I have like in my head, I'll come up with like a workout to do. Like, Like, honestly, I have to work out tonight because, like, I went for a bike ride, but I usually don't just bike ride. Usually I'll add, like, pull-ups or something. So I haven't worked out yet today. So after this, before I eat dinner, I'm forcing myself. I have a kettlebell. I'm going to do a quick kettlebell workout just to get a workout in. But, I'm not, like, killing myself. I feel like the workouts that I do are something that, like, anybody can do at, like, any level.
Yeah.
And it just might take you a little longer to achieve the reps that I'm doing or whatever. Like, but
yeah, because I was gonna say you're doing, what do you do, like 50 pull-ups or 100 pull-ups?
50 pull-ups is like pretty average for that's like a normal workout day. Like if I do a workout, I get like 50 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, 150 body squats.
Yeah,
that's if you have nothing else. Like if you have no other workout, if you do that like every day for the next like 6 weeks, you'll be jacked.
Yeah, for me, that's like that's some Batman workouts right there.
Do you think that sounds crazy?
To do 50 pull-ups, I can get about 15, and then I start to get a little gassed.
Yeah, I get gassed, but then you just relax. You just rest. You just like stand there and you like recuperate. I don't know, like, and then like even if you did like one at a time, that's like you don't have to just like bang out 50. I mean, here's the thing: like you can time yourself, and if you really want to push yourself, you set a time. Like, my workout, like the 5, 10, 15 workout I just said, like that's like my standard. So you can build off of that, right? Like if I have nothing else, I'm like, I don't know what to do today. I'm like on the road traveling, like you said, like I have no idea what to do. All I'll do is like I'll find a park that has monkey bars, just or whatever. You can even use like a tree limb anywhere, like just find a flat tree limb, and just like that 10 rounds of 5, 10, 15. So 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 body squats. Even if it takes you like whatever, if it takes you an hour to do it, like you just take your time to do it. Yeah. That's a good workout, man. Like build off of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you can set like, some parameters for yourself, and you can like set goals where you can say, you can, test yourself. How fast can you do that workout? And now you have a marker. And then like, let's say it takes you 45 minutes or half an hour. And now you can say like, all right, like here's a workout today. I'm going to ride to the park. And then I want like 28 minutes. I want to do 10 rounds, or 27, try to push yourself a little bit and like, just build off of that. And like, dude, that workout has literally like just changed my whole like life, dude. Because you get in really good shape. It makes you like look good, feel good, like everything kind of like fits better. I don't know.
What would you say is the advantage to body weight versus like regular weights, like dumbbells and stuff?
The advantages are that you always have your body weight with you. You don't have to like seek out and and like do things with, go to the gym or like, look for machinery or things like that. I think there's nothing wrong with weight. I think adding weight is good. I think like for me, like I said, I'm going to do a kettlebell workout later today. Cause like personally, I want to add a little bit of mass, like a little bit more mass to myself. Like I feel like I could use a little bit of like strength gains, but I found personally that like when I do body weight workouts, that I'm able to then translate that into weight gains, like not gaining weight, but strength in the gym, for example.
Yeah.
Like I haven't bench pressed in a long time, but I'm able to like respectably go into the gym and rip out like a pretty good set of like say 185 or like 205, like which is right kind of where I was when I was bench pressing all the time. Even though I'm not doing it anymore, those body weight workouts keep you really strong, So that's what I like about them. You're using other muscles when you do body weight workouts as opposed to like a static, shoulder raise or bench press. I feel like when you're doing push-ups, you're just using everything more. So it has more, you get more bang for your buck.
Exactly.
And you can do it all the time alone.
I feel like it's easier to cut weight with a body weight workout because your whole body's moving. So if you're doing body squats, your whole body's moving, you're burning calories as opposed to just doing like regular squats with the weights and stuff. I feel like you're not burning as much fat as opposed to a body weight workout. I couldn't tell you why.
I mean, dude, if you can use weights and burn fat, like totally. Yeah. And like, dude, using weights is a game changer. Like, I'm adding the kettlebell. It's 44 pounds to my workout today. Your heart rate gets pumping a lot faster for me. Like if I've added 44 pounds to my squat, for example, if I'm doing body squats, holding the kettlebell, like it's a game changer. It can, you're going to be burning more calories if you add weight, if you continue to do, high stress workouts and like really push yourself. So I don't know, man. It's just for me, like if I had access to a gym and weights every day, like I'd use them. I'd probably like use them more often than I do now. It's just that right now I'm like, I don't really feel like joining a gym. I got a kettlebell. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, and
and honestly, I like being sleek, man. I don't want to bulk up. Like I don't want to get too muscular or too big. I don't want to get too jacked, no. But like, because I just feel like it's hard to maintain that. And for me, like a lot of it is, like I said, I'm not killing myself every day, to maintain a level of physique level. I'm just like enjoying myself working out. I'm not getting to the point where I hate going or it's too hard and I'm not looking forward to it. So I don't want to have to I don't want to put in like a whole bunch of work and then get super big and super pumped up and then have to maintain that pump. You know what I'm saying? Like, I made that mistake, and I saw a lot of people like that do that when they're younger. They get so jacked and they get big, and they got big arms and they got big shoulders, and then all of a sudden, like they go a couple weeks, couple months without working out, and all that big shoulders and big mass turns into like kind of a fat body. Yeah. And I'm not trying to do that. Like I'm trying to eliminate fat and like be as lean as I can. And I found a pretty good spot. I'm at like I'm 6'3", 195, and I've been 195 for like 5 years. I haven't literally budged off that number. Huh. And I love that. I feel good at that weight. And I don't know. It's lighter than I was as a player by like 10, 15 pounds. So I feel good.
Nice.
I feel great. I feel wonderful.
and like what I was going to say.
What about you, man?
For me? What about me?
What are you trying to do in your workouts, dude?
I'm trying to cut. I have a.
Well, what are you doing to do that? You said you're trying to cut. What are you trying to do? What are you doing actually? What'd you do today to cut?
Diet-wise, I did what you said. So you were talking to me about skipping breakfast. So I didn't eat breakfast today. I went as long as I could without eating. I had pho for lunch. I went to Canada today to look at some hockey equipment.
Oh wow! Went back for some noodles, huh?
Yeah, it was good. But I brought my buddy with me. I was like, dude, you gotta try this stuff.
What did he say? What do you think?
He was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I'm like, dude, you're gonna try it. Like, it'll be good. And he tries. He's like, it's pretty good. He's like, he told me it was like fancy ramen.
I mean, it's like a cousin of ramen. It's not really like, it's kind of the same ballpark. But I would actually argue that ramen is fancier than pho by a lot. Pho is like basic, bro. Beef noodle soup. It's like super basic.
I'm talking about like the stuff you get from Tops, that 50 of them for $1.
Oh, you mean like the ramen packets? Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's just fancier version of that. Like, it's good though. Yeah, I had that. Yeah. And
I thought you were talking about like hipster ramen, like.
Oh no. So I had that, and then I haven't eaten yet. I actually had a couple clams casino, and then my parents are cooking ribs right now. They're probably done cooking ribs.
I mean, so like, again, like I said, like, don't eat breakfast, and I'm like, it just depends, right? Like, you don't have to not eat breakfast, like. Yeah. It's that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's hard to like. I'm not an expert, you know what I'm saying. I'm not like exactly. I'm not even a professional. I'm just I play pro ice hockey, and when I was a pro ice hockey player, I had an awful diet, and and now I'm trying to have a better diet as somebody who doesn't play pro hockey anymore. And I've kind of figured a lot of things out for myself, but I don't know if I would like necessarily say like skipping breakfast is the way to like essentially cut. You have to be like, it's got to be like a full-time, I feel like a full-time thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, for me, it's more about just like eating less, because I snack a lot and
eating's cheating.
Eat out a lot, so yeah, exactly.
Man, my buddy's a bike racer, and when I was in Reading when I played pro hockey, I started riding a lot of bikes, and I got good friends with my one buddy who's a bike racer, and he told me that slogan once, and it like stuck with me, and I learned a lot from being around bike racers and like bike enthusiasts in general. That's where I really started to learn about like the fuel that I was putting into my body and, how it's being burned. Because when you ride for long rides, you start to like, you can really feel your energy levels, and you can feel what burns well and what's a good, like, source of carbohydrates and things like that. And my buddy who's a bike racer, professional, one day he told me, he's like, eating's cheating. And I was like, here's a guy who eats like, this guy, if he's racing and stuff, he'll eat like 4,000, 5,000 calories, to maintain his energies. But like, he's telling me that eating's cheating. And I remember hearing him being like, that's interesting, man. I'm going to think about that. Yeah. And it's just, we definitely don't need as much food as we think we need, or as we've been told that we need. It's more about the quality of the sources of food that you're getting, in my opinion, way more so than like, what and when you're eating. It's like, is the food good? Is it real food? Is it quality food? Like, that's really more important. You can literally eat as much as you want if you're eating like vegetables, for example. That's why I eat an obscene amount of vegetables.
Yeah, I know.
And Chef Rob, man, I murder vegetables because like you can literally eat as much as you want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why I do it, because I enjoy eating. I just don't want to if I didn't eat a lot of vegetables, I might be snacking. I might be eating crappy food because it's fun to eat. You know what I'm saying? It feels good, it tastes good, but you can substitute like unhealthy things and like just murder healthy foods. And man, that for me, like I am obsessed with like spicy buttery vegetables and like I don't have like a limit. There's no limit to how many I can eat a day. It's just whatever I want, just eat it, and it becomes really tasty. And like I've kind of like almost like figured out a hack to it, really. But that means like no, like I don't like. I try not to eat like packaged food. I try not to eat that stuff because then it makes the vegetables kind of not taste as good.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Who's a big bike guy?
Who?
Jonas Enroth.
Oh, it's funny that you say that, but I was just about to like just say, I was about to blurt Jonas Enroth's name out.
Yeah.
Because I know that he's a bike enthusiast.
Yeah.
He and I have talked about having a ride together. And I thought about him the other day because I posted a video of my time warp from Times Square on Instagram stories. And I thought of Enroth because he and I have known each other for years now. It's pretty cool. What made you think of him? How'd you know he was a bike?
I follow him on Instagram. I know he posts a lot of bikes.
Yeah, dude.
Posts a lot about bikes.
Yeah, he's the man, dude. He's been using butt ends for a bit. He called me he hit me up on Instagram and he told me, he's like, I heard you guys are I heard butt ends is a Buffalo company. He's like, I guess like I got a soft spot in my heart for Buffalo. He's like, I'm going to use your product. I'm like, oh man, this guy's sick, dude.
Yeah, what a beauty.
And, Enroth's awesome, man. And then it's super cool because he started using the grips. I never met him. And then he ended up going over to the KHL. And then 2 years ago or last year, he was the goalie for Team Sweden for the Olympics.
Yeah.
I was over there in Korea at the Olympics checking out my boy Dave Leggio play for Team USA. And I had the chance. I messaged him, and Jonas and I went out for coffee in the Olympic in the Olympic Village, and we just like hung out and had a coffee together. And that was the only time I've ever met him. I never saw him play yet, still, because the times didn't come for games. He didn't start either, which is kind of ridiculous. Even though he had a 6 shutout against Germany. Shout out to my man Enroth.
Yeah, I had one of his pro return gloves from the Leafs.
Really? Yeah. I wish he was still at Buffalo, man. He was a sick goalie, dude.
He was good. He was good. It's the stigma.
The size?
Stigma, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, dude. Speaking of that, my buddy, Al Kamara, just committed to UMass. It's official.
Hockey East, bro. When did he commit?
I think it was Friday morning, Thursday.
Oh, it's a big day. UMass. Why UMass?
Awesome.
Why not UMass? But
he got a couple of offers from a couple other schools, and he said UMass was the best one. So
what other schools did he talk to?
He said he talked to Ferris, and I think he was talking to Bentley for a little bit.
Definitely UMass.
He goalie committed to Bentley, Connor Hasley.
Yeah,
but
UMass is UMass is Hockey East, man. That's sick. I love Hockey East.
Yeah, I was
obsessed. That's all I ever wanted to do was play Hockey East.
Yeah, I was looking through the schedule, and they play some really good teams. They play Merrimack, which is cool.
Yeah. I'm heading up there next week. I'm heading up to Boston. Who's the guy? I should know his name by now, but I haven't done my homework yet. The kid from Maine with the YouTube channel?
Oh, man. I can't remember. I know who you're talking about, though.
I'm meeting up with him and Trav, and we're going to shoot some videos. So
that's sweet.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty sick.
That's sweet. It's almost...
What about you, man? What are you doing this week?
Me, this week, I am working, doing a lot of work, and skating. I'm skating tomorrow and Wednesday. Doing a lot of work. Probably shooting another podcast with you whenever we figure that out.
What do you think so far? I think this is a good one, dude.
I like this one a lot. This is a really good one. This is probably one of the best we've done.
Yeah, so I think this has got to be the format. I think more. And I listen. Here's how I think we should do it. Like you posted the first one. It's live. Let's post the second one. I think I want you to take the reins and kind of just run with it and promote it. But like, I'll get there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll do this stuff. Like, I'll sign on. Like, I'll do the recordings. I don't want to make some ceremonious thing about it. I don't feel 100% yet there. Yeah. unless like you know, you can come up with, you know, you can feed me some dope sliver content, and if it works and I'm like, oh, I love this, I'll promote, you know, I want to promote this. Like I said, man, it's not you, it's me, bro. Like the other day, like us talking about me fighting, or me talking about me stabbing Bruce Watson. I love that video. I love that clip. I love that whole concept. I love the idea of it. I'm like, just that specific thing, I was upset with myself.
Yeah.
But like, let's just make these recordings, and then let's just see where it goes. Let's not put any pressure on it early. Because it's like, you know, it's a little seedling here. Let's do the work. You know, let's all of a sudden, before you know it, we'll have 10 hours online of us chatting. And, you know, that could lead into who's our guest? And I felt maybe it was like I was putting a little too much pressure on myself and on you and on it.
Yeah, no.
I felt a little too pressury. Like, and then like, you know, us changing up the format, you know, doing the locker room thing. We all know what happened with that. And then I don't know. I feel good about today. I feel like this should be our episode 2. What do you think?
Yeah, exactly. I love this episode. I think it's good. We're running at 55 right now on the recording. So,
so that's enough.
Talk for a little bit more or whatever, but I think it's going good. I mean, obviously, we're both new to this, so it's nothing that's going to be perfect right out the gate. But I think what we got right now is good. You know?
Yeah, and I think I enjoyed today's because it felt to me like there was really no, I don't know. It was good, and I don't know. I think next time, like I said, let's plan it. Let's get on and like let's just record right from the beginning. And like, I guess we can come up with like a stock intro, maybe. Like we can do like a stock intro that we can just insert, and then like the podcast can just get right into the conversation, and then just so that we can get some stuff out there.
Yeah, for sure.
And then if you have ideas, like, man, like there was a couple things we talked about on today's podcast, I think would be like good clips.
Yeah.
Just start promoting it under the scenes. Yeah. All right. So good. Like your head's already working there. Like just start promoting it. And, you know, run the Instagram, dude. Build up some content.
Yeah.
And, you know, then as we grow and, like, we'll get the vibe and, like, if something pops for me and, like, I feel it, like, oh, I'm going to promote Making Plays right now. Like,
yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
Like, this isn't the Butt Ends. This isn't the Butt Ends podcast. It's Making Plays, the Butt Ends podcast. You know, it's not. You are the butt ends part of this podcast. I mean, I love butt ends. I use butt ends. I love all the content, and I help with some of the content. But this is a separate thing, but it's also together. You know, so if you don't feel like you need to promote it on the butt ends page, like, because it's a separate thing, you know, but it's also the same. If that makes any sense, you know.
Yeah, I want to explore, and then like let's. I was like, oh, episode 1 is like, I didn't want to be all like promoty about it. And then I was like,
yeah,
I'll go back in the history and look at that and be like, you dork. Although someday I'll probably look back on it and be like, you're much better than you thought, you idiot. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll get there. Let's just, I like the idea of a Wednesday post. This is easy for me. Like I like talking to you about everything. So like, we can just do these and like, and I think it's good, man. I think it'll lead to something. So,
and I think
we just got to figure out how it's going to work. If I can snag interviews and stuff, like how's that going to work? Like if I'm on the road with Trav,
we just have them Skype in, or we can.
Well, that we can do. If we can do Skype people in now and like have a three-way conversation, that would be sick.
That'd be so easy.
But I'm saying like if I'm on the road and I want to do like a separate thing, I mean I don't know, like.
Yeah, you could just have you and that person like just sit down and talk, and then we can splice that in. I mean, I don't need to be there for every interview and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then we can just, you and I can talk about it. And then like, here's an episode like, oh, I met with Trav. We were in the car. And then here's the podcast of Trav and I in the car.
Yeah, we do like 15 minutes, introduce the interview, which we have some great interviews that are going to get lined up. I know we've been talking about it. We got a lot of people in mind, and a lot of people are going to be really excited to hear some of the interviews that we have, planned. But, we could do like 15 minutes and talk about it and then go into it and then talk about the interview after, talk about all we need to talk about beforehand, go into the interview, and then the interview ends, and then we'll do that.
All right.
Yeah.
It works for me.
Yeah, dude. Sweet. I like that.
All right, man. We got another episode.
Another one in the books. I'm gonna.
This one feels much better to me than the other one when it was like, because it's just a little bit more chill. Like I feel like environment as far as like you know what I mean. The timing was better.
Yeah.
Oh, who cares? Who cares, man? It's all good, man. Any content is good. Man, I wish I had I'm it's good that we're doing this because we're gonna want more recordings. In the future,
sure.
we're gonna want more of this.
For sure.
And I like where some of our discussions went today, where it was we kind of new things came up out of nowhere, and that led to conversation.
I think we talked about hockey for a total of 20 minutes today.
Yeah, we talked hockey, but then it led to other stuff too. So.
Yeah, exactly. We got some good health and diet and workout tips in there too. So.
Yeah, I'm about to go crush a steak, dude.
Yeah. What do you have planned for dinner? What's your dinner look like?
Oh, dude, today's kind of weird, man. I'm having wow. I have a dinner planned. I'm doing grass-fed, bone-in, ribeye steak with pelugra butter, and I'm gonna do some jalapeno carrot dish on the side. So I'm gonna eat a whole ton of carrots with jalapenos and butter and shallots and garlic, and I'm definitely I think I'm gonna include a carbohydrate in my dinner tonight because I felt a little lethargic coming down at the end of my bike ride today. I mean, as I mentioned, I almost did 50 miles, so I was a little tired today, but I had a nice ride. I had a much more laid back ride today. And but I felt it. I felt like I needed some more carbs. So today I'm going to include some rice in my dinner. So exciting time for Rob. I'm having rice tonight. Yay.
Rice.
That's the best part about rice. When I really let my hair down. Speaking of which, bro, I got to get my hair done, man. We talked about it earlier. But
yeah. What are you going to do? My
braids are coming out. I got a date tomorrow night.
Rob's making moves.
What am I going to show up like this? So anyways, that's my Tuesday's getting a little jammed. Because when you get these hair appointments take all day, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be a great guest. Rob's date. Have her on the pod.
Yeah. Let's see how it goes first, man.
Yeah, right.
I'll tell you about it on the next podcast.
Oh yeah, next podcast we're going over Rob's date.
Oh, it's gonna be we'll have a lot of stuff happening. This is a busy week.
So I have a question. I understand grass fed. Okay, a grass fed's better than a Walmart steak or a cow that's fed differently.
Maybe
the proteins and stuff. But I don't get the chickens where it says farm raised and humanely killed. It's what does it matter? What does it matter how it goes through the end of its life? What does it really make it taste does it really make it better for you if it was humanely killed versus
I definitely as a human being, I'm conscious, I want to improve the food cycle of I'm conscious I'm eating the animals, you know what I'm saying? I don't want the animals that I'm eating to be suffering and living in awful conditions.
Yeah, totally.
I've even thought I've even thought of at some point I could see myself looking into a plant-based diet and moving away from farmed meats. I'd love to at some point I'd like to get more into living off of the land and maybe even hunting for my own food. These are all things I'm very interested in. Awesome. And I try to, I'm in society, bro. I go to the grocery store, you know what I mean? You look at the food, it's on the wall, it's a bunch of steaks chopped up. I mean, I know those were living animals that were butchered to be to eat.
Well,
it's hard. It's hard though.
You know what I thought about the other day? I was thinking, I thought about this before, but those animals that are born, they are born to be food. So if we didn't eat those animals, they wouldn't be born at all. Which is really weird. I totally agree.
Does that make it okay though? I mean, does it make it their suffering could be so bad that it's better for them maybe not to be born at all? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I totally agree. The way I've seen some of the documentaries. That's not any place or any way to treat anything. But But yeah, it's just a weird topic. I'm because I read that I was at Wegmans, or was I at Wegmans or Tops? I can't remember, but I read humanely killed, and I was like, what does that have to do?
Humanely killed. It's a euphemism.
It was $10 more expensive, and I was like, is that why?
I'll be honest with you, man. Sometimes the grass-fed stuff's not even as good tasting wise. Sometimes it's better to get that fatty corn-fed steak with the marble in it. That's just money.
Well, I guess I guess the grass fed has to do with like what they eat and like the proteins that they make naturally taste, or they don't taste better.
Yeah, you're getting the nutrients right from the grass that they're eating. I feel you. That's why I bought it, and that's why I need it today. And I want to see how I feel. But I think that's something definitely that you should be concerned about. But you should be concerned more about trying to eliminate like the packaged items from your diet.
Oh,
like,
totally.
All the corporations that are packaging up food for you to eat in little snacky form, that's the stuff you got to get rid of your diet. If you're dying for snacks, you should be snacking on fruits and veggies or nuts. The thing
that made me try to eat healthier is I read online that Twinkies can survive a nuclear blast.
Yeah, I mean,
that's crazy.
That's exactly right. Like if you eat one, it's not going to kill you, but if you don't make it, bro, you can eat it. I could eat a Twinkie tomorrow, and like I'll never even notice it, and it won't affect me at all, really. But if you live a life that has no discipline, and you allow yourself to eat a Twinkie, then that means you're going to allow yourself to eat chips, and you're also going to allow yourself to cheat and have pancakes and syrup with instead of having like something that's more better for you.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Fruits and veggies and like or whole grains and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just like a whole mindset thing. So it's not just one Twinkie. It's like it just leads to everything.
Yeah.
How you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah, and it's like you're putting something in your body that will survive a nuclear blast. Like it's so unhealthy for you that
maybe that's good though. Maybe that will like turn you into like that'll be like your superpower. Like,
I wonder if that's a thing. Like if the bombs drop and you
no, I don't think so.
Survive, but
no, I don't think that's gonna happen, man.
Could you eat Twinkies to get rid of the radiation?
But you got to keep your body. You got to keep your body and mind sharp for crazy things to happen, man. Because crazy things might happen, and you got to be ready for it. So that's what I think, man. That's why I'm just trying to live healthy and keep it rolling, dude.
Yeah. Plus, you want.
All right, man. It's a good podcast.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. This was good.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we're at 106. So you want to call it?
Yeah. Thanks very much for your time. Thanks to everybody that's listening.
Yeah,
this
guys.
Is the Makin Playz podcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Jake, and we're signing out.
Peace, bro.
See ya.